Okay, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome. Today is Wednesday, July 11th, 2018. I am DSP. I welcome you to my first of two gameplay streams for the day. And for those of you who have been following the schedule, but maybe didn't check it last night, you may be saying, what's going on? Persona? I thought that today was supposed to be Red Faction Guerrilla. Well, originally that was what was on schedule, but as you guys know, I always listen to your feedback, and over the past couple of days, I've heard nothing but the desire for me to play more Persona 5, and basically people saying, Red Faction is kind of meh. That was a playthrough that maybe 9 years ago did well because it was a new game, and I was a Let's Player on YouTube who was doing things very differently than other people, but it's not exactly the most entertaining game to watch in 2018. So, based on that, I said, all right, this makes sense. Let's flip the stream schedule. Let's do Persona 5 early. Let's do Red Faction Guerrilla later. And first of all, this is great news because for Persona 5, we'll be getting much more advancement. As you guys know, later this week, Octopath Traveler, the new JRPG releases. It's a Switch exclusive. A lot of people are excited for it, including me. It looks very much like Final Fantasy VI. In a lot of ways, and that's a game that's one of my favorite JRPGs of all time, and in fact, one of my favorite games of all time. But as I said, now that I've returned to Persona 5, there's absolutely no way that I could play two JRPGs at the same time. It would not work, okay? So, excuse me, trying to clear my throat here. So, the further that I get into Persona 5, the better, because the sooner I finish it, the sooner I can start up Octopath Traveler. Alright, pretty good. So I hope that you guys are excited for more Persona 5 today. What's on the docket? What's on the agenda here? Well, what I think I'm going to do today is possibly see if there's any more social links I can max out quickly. And if not, I think I'm just going to jump headfirst into the dungeon because people are saying it's the longest dungeon in the game. It's also the best dungeon in the game. I haven't played a dungeon in over a year in this game. I'd definitely like to recruit some new personas, face some new enemies. I'm really excited. So I think that's what we're going to do today. Maybe a couple more very quick side things, but mostly we're going to jump into the dungeon, okay? That's what I'm thinking. Alright, so that being said, should be a fun session of gameplay here. I've actually been warned that around the 18th to 19th of November in-game, that there's a ginormous story development. Huge story development. And it basically takes up like Metal Gear Solid 4 style amount of time. So we're talking hours of development. Basically, think about how last week's stream, when I resumed this playthrough on Friday, how almost for 4 hours it was all story. That's pretty much what I'm being told it's going to be. So, I think today we will try to, do the dungeon and see how much further we can get. And then basically what I got to try to do is time it so that when we hit that 18th and 19th of November in the game, that it's a stream that I'm starting, so we have enough time to get through the story development rather than getting stuck, and now we gotta try to find a place to save and then resume later. That would not be good, right? Okay, so, I am excited. Hope you guys are excited too. Now, later tonight, I am going to still be playing Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered. 2 hours of it, and here's how I'm going to approach it. Since people really are not digging the game as a main gameplay stream, I'm willing to give it another shot as a nighttime stream, late night stream, a more chill stream, where we all just kind of relax a little bit and have fun, okay, rather than worry about, it has to be a riveting game that really holds attention. I mean, let's face it, a lot of the stuff I play on the nighttime streams, like H1Z1 or PUBG, don't really hold that kind of attention, right? Or Vampire as well. Vampire was a game that I did finish as mostly a nighttime streaming game, okay? So, what I'm going to do is play it tonight. We're going to see how it goes. If people show up tonight, if people hang out tonight, people have fun and are interactive and are like, man, this is a cool stream because it's chill. We can just talk with Phil rather than worry about the game. And it's entertaining and people want it to continue, then I will. But if tonight it's a dud again and people are like, man, this just does not work as a streaming game, then that's it. I'll retire it and we'll move on. Trust me, we've got many, 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 many things we can be doing besides Red Faction Guerrilla this summer. And I don't want to be wasting time on a game that no one really cares about. All right? I mean, the key to success during this summertime downtime is finding the kind of games that you guys want to come out and watch, despite the fact that there's no new releases, right? And it's always been like that for me. Every summer I do some kind of a different event. Last summer I did Red Dead Redemption and its expansion Undead Nightmare. I also replayed Dark Souls 2 with the Scholar of the First Sin edition. And then I did Sonic games. The summer before that, I did Sonic 06, which is a crazy playthrough, let me tell you. Some summers I've done retro games. Some summers I've done, you know, various projects and the like to keep you guys entertained. And it's very tough. It's very tough when there's no new releases to keep people engaged. So I want to do stuff you guys want to see. If tonight doesn't turn out well, Red Faction, we'll say goodbye and we will do something different. Trust me, there's many other games people have been suggesting for me to do for summer downtime that I would definitely be willing to play. So there you go. Okay? Alright, fair enough. Now tomorrow, guys, I'm going to be doing more Jak 3 on stream, and there's only one stream tomorrow. I know that's an oddity for a weekday. Apologies there. I got some personal stuff going on. I need the night to take care of it, and therefore, only one stream tomorrow. But I will return on Friday with more Persona 5. That's right. Persona 5 will be the main gameplay stream on Friday. And, ladies and gentlemen, this is the official. I'm making this official right now for the first time. Friday night, I'm going to do an IRL stream. 2 hours of me hanging out with you guys on stream, just shooting the shit, talking, and the like. It's going to be a fun stream. The last time I did one of these, it was very, very, very successful, and people have told me, please do these, you know, every couple or few weeks. It's been 3 weeks since I did the last one. Alright. So, it should be fun. And, you know, it's Friday the 13th, if you can believe it. This Friday the 13th is when I'm going to be doing it. So, we'll see how it goes. Friday the 13th, IRL night stream. It'll be a good way to end, the week, right? It'll be a good way to end the week. Where, you know, because Saturday's my day off, so it'll be a good way to end all the content for this week and then to you know, head into the next one. So, alright, my nose all of a sudden just started running out of nowhere. Give me a second, I'm going to grab a tissue. How annoying. Ugh. I don't know why that happened. It may be because, the landscapers are here today. The landscapers are outside, and they're cutting all the grass. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe the freaking pollen got into my nose or something, making it run. All right, so, yes, it's going to be great. A great week, rest of the week. And then next week, all right, we'll be continuing on with my Jak 3 and Persona 5. In addition to that, next week, more than likely, I will be starting up a new playthrough. Okay, depends on how things go with things like Red Faction, Gorilla, and the like, but more than likely next week I'm going to be starting up a new playthrough, and you might ask, well, what is it going to be? I don't know yet, but I am strongly leaning towards survival horror, because at this point I've done a lot of this kind of, I've done driving, I've done sandbox, I've done different kinds of games. I'm thinking, man, survival horror right now would be perfect for something, you know, something different for the summer. So I'm thinking about maybe replaying Silent Hill 2. I'm thinking about maybe possibly doing a new survival horror game I've never done before. I don't know yet. I'm debating it. All right, I'm debating what I should do next week. So I'll think about it. All right, but you know, the good thing is I got some time to think about it here, and then I can come back next week rejuvenated and say, all right, guys, here's what I come up with. Okay, anything you guys have as a suggestion, please throw my way. Okay, please throw my way. I'd be very happy to hear anything that you guys might want to see me do. Especially, like I said, you know, Silent Hill 2, that's a game I've already played. People have asked me to play it again since, you know, people are basically requesting me to do my best stuff over the 10-year span that I've been a content creator. So if there have been any survival horror games that you feel me going back to this summer and replaying a second time would add to the experience or be a great way to celebrate my anniversary, please, I'm all ears, okay? I'm all ears. Alright. Okay, so there you go, guys. What else is going on? Not too much. I will say this, as you guys can see, our subscriber count has gone way down because there's no new stuff going on. You know, last month there was a combination of a lot of things. There was good games in Detroit and the Street Fighter Collection. Then we had E3, and my channel, sadly, DSPGaming, was falsely shut down. So within a short span of time, I gained something like over 100 subscribers in about a 2 to 3 week time frame about a month ago. The problem is, a lot of those people aren't here right now. You guys who are here right now are kind of the long-time standing fans, the hardcore fans. You guys are here no matter what I do. Because a lot of you, let's be real here, a lot of you guys are here just to hang out and have fun. Doesn't really matter what kind of a game I'm playing. You just want to chill, right? And that's cool. It's cool that you're here to chill with me during a summertime when there's nothing really going on in the realm of new releases. But a lot of people come by only for the new releases and sub only for the new releases. And right now, we have no new releases. Okay? So, it's gonna happen. We're gonna get dips and subs. What I'm gonna do is around the middle of this month, I'm going to reassess the situation. And more than likely, yes, I am going to be changing the subscriber goal levels. Because I'm pretty sure at this point, unless some kind of a crazy miracle happens or a really, really generous benefactor comes in and starts handing out subs left and right to people, I'm pretty sure we're not going to hit 485 subs in the month of July, excuse me. I mean, just realistically, I don't see it happening, okay? And it's sad a little bit because we were just about a week and a half ago, we were at 467 subs. So we were only at like a dozen away from hitting the goal, and then it went ahead and plummeted, right? So it is what it is. You know, this is what happens with Twitch. It's fine. It's a natural occurrence. You get ups and downs, right? So, we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens and go from there. All right? I'm totally okay with it. We're still within the realm of what is expected on the channel. Like I said, this channel always fluctuates between around, I'd say between 350, 375 as a low, up to like 550 as a high when it comes to subs. And it fluctuates like this greatly, okay? But what I can tell you this is, you guys have been very supportive this month so far. In fact, if this month continues at the rate of support you guys have been giving me here on streams, this will by far be the best streaming month I've ever had. And that's great because it's the summer downtime and people are really being supportive. That's pretty crazy, right? So let's see. Let's see how it goes, all right? I'm very excited to continue with a fun month of variety and downtime stuff for you when there's no new releases. I hope you guys will continue to show up and hang out with me, okay? All right, real quick, all I want to do is go through some plugs, all right, very quickly, and then we're going to do shout-outs for those who have cheered, subbed, and tipped on today's stream, and then we will get to Persona 5, all right? We got a lot of stuff to do in Persona 5. All right, give me 1 second here. Ugh. Okay. All right. Let's do the plugs. Let's get them over with. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for 10 years of overwhelming positive support. I appreciate it. You guys allow me to do for a living what my passion is as a hobby, and a lot of people don't get that opportunity in life, and I love it. So thank you guys very, very, very much for allowing me to live the dream. That being said, the best way to support me and keep up their efforts, you know, to allow me to keep doing this full time would be to watch the videos and streams. But if you'd like to go above and beyond just being a standard video viewer or stream watcher, there are many ways that you can contribute to help me my efforts to keep doing it, all right? Number one would be checking out my Patreon over at patreon.com/darksidefil. Your monthly pledges allow me to afford doing this for a living because it is pretty expensive. There's a lot of the things that come into play, including the cost of all the games, the cost of electricity, internet. I have to pay for my own health insurance and all kinds of stuff. Not going to go into massive detail, but the cool thing about Patreon is when you pledge to it, you earn personal perks based on how much you pledge. And right now, actually, the patrons who pledged to my Patreon in June are contacting me. They're sending me their personal info so that they can get their perks. A lot of people are owed private Q&A videos. Some people are going to be able to nominate and vote on games for the upcoming Rageathon event. Lots of fun perks. So, I don't want to go into massive detail about it. I just want to let you know it exists. Please check it out over at patreon.com/darksidefil. In a very, very honest way, I just want to let you guys know that it helped me out so much last month to whoever you guys who did pledge to my Patreon, because I was very, very tight financially this last week, and because I had an increase of pledges on Patreon, it basically saved my butt. If it weren't for Patreon, I probably would have been screwed and had my bank account overdrafted and a bunch of problems. But you guys basically helped me out tremendously, so thank you guys very much for that. I do appreciate it, okay? Very good. All right, number two. Here's my Teespring store. And although, quite frankly, it doesn't get a lot of attention, you know, it's cool when people check it out and end up buying something. Cool stuff like t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, anything that you might want as a collectible, right, is available from my Teespring store, and it helps me out if you buy something from there. So please give it a look. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming, and thanks to anyone who does give it a look. I appreciate that. But Now to get down to the nitty-gritty, my friends. If you're watching live on stream and you would like a shout-out during today's stream, maybe you really like Persona 5, or you just want to ask me a question, or you just want to join in and say something fun, whatever it may be, you could get a verbal shout-out during today's stream if you either cheer with bits, subscribe to the channel, or tip me. If you do any of those three things, all right? However, there are some criteria. I ask that you please be as short-worded and as, quick as possible. If you do giant paragraphs and stuff like that, I'm not going to derail the stream to read something for 5 minutes. In addition, please be positive. Please don't bring drama and negativity or insults into the stream. It's all about having fun and having a chill, relaxed atmosphere where we all feel like we're just hanging out, right? We're just a couple of gamers hanging out, having fun, enjoying games together. It's not about all this negative stuff and drama that a lot of other people like to drum up. I don't. I want the complete opposite of that, okay? So please understand, it's very subjective. What I choose to read on my stream is ultimately within my power. I do not have to read everything that someone says if they cheer, sub, or tip. Understand that. And in general, the streams are great. They're positive. They're fun. And we don't have any problems, okay? Now, if you'd like to go a step further and maybe get a cool thank you animation to play on the stream, you can do so. If you either cheer 50 bits or more in one single cheer, or if you subscribe to the channel, wait a few minutes for a share button to pop up and you click on that share button, or if you tip me $5 or more in one single tip, you'll get a cool thank you animation to play on the stream. And it's cool because you get not only visual recognition, but also verbal recognition for any contribution that you may give. So there you go, right? Pretty cool. I've already mentioned subscribers and the deal going on right now with the monthly goal. Just so you guys know, the monthly goal for subscribers this month is the 10 Years of Rage special event, where if we do hit the monthly goal of 485 subs, which may change shortly, okay, I'm going to be holding a special event where people will be nominating and voting on their favorite moments in my 10-year legacy on the internet as a content creator. It could be a funny moment from a playthrough. It could be a funny vlog that I did. It could be a series that I used to do and don't do anymore. I mean, you're talking things like Cooking with the King, right? Or DSP Tries It, or, I mean, hell, even Friend Request Ridicule. It could be any of those things. And what we're going to do is the ones that are nominated and then voted on to become the most popular, I'll do a special stream where we will sit here and watch some of these together, and I'll react to them. You'll be able to see my live reactions to my own content over 10 years of time. And boy, are we going to be able to see how I've changed, because my content has changed tons of times, all right? Absolutely tons of times over the years. And it'll be fun to kind of go through that. It'll be like a tour of my 10-year journey as a content creator, right? So there you go. And yes, it can only be a video from one of my channels. What a dumb question. Two people obviously trying to stir it towards negativity and drama. No, this is about my legacy, not other people who make fun of me. So yes, it's only my content. But, some people have said, well, what about Project 7? Absolutely, Project 7 is fair game. What about co-op stuff you've done with John Rambo? Yes, that's absolutely fair game. Well, what about travel vlogs with your ex-girlfriend? No, that's not fair game. That's going to be something that's probably hurtful, and no, we're not going to fucking re-examine that shit. So just use common sense and morality in your judgment, and you'll figure out what's going to qualify for the event and what's not, all right? So that being said, I hope that we can hit the sub goal this month. I really would love to do this special event to celebrate my 10-year anniversary as a content creator for the internet. And please consider subscribing. If you subscribe to the channel, not only are you contributing towards that event, all right, not only that, but you also get a lot of cool things for subscribing. First of all, you get access to all of the emotes here in the live chat, right? All the Street Fighter emotes. I play Street Fighter at least once a week. But in addition to that, there's all kinds of fun ones like the DSP Pepe emote and the like. A lot of people use my surprised face or my cowboy hat face or things for various reasons. They love the emotes, right? It's one of the major reasons why people subscribe. Also, you do not have to watch advertisements when I run them. I typically run ads 1 to 2 times a stream, and you don't have to watch those. You get to skip them, which is a good thing, right? And then, in addition to that, there is the fact that you will get the Check Crown badge, the cool loyalty badge in the chat. You can see a lot of people have them right now of various colors, because the chat crown will change depending on how long a supporter you've been. It starts off bronze, then after 3 months of support, it goes silver. After 6 months, it turns gold, and after a year, you get cool jewels. And in about 3.5 months, some people will start hitting their 2-year anniversary, which you'll see a brand new one that no one has yet, which is pretty neat, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, please consider subscribing. Some really awesome emotes. and good stuff you get for it. And of course, again, you're going to help out to let us hit that monthly goal. All right. Last but not least, I've mentioned tipping. And you might wonder, well, what is tipping? All I see is cheering and subbing on Twitch here. How do you tip? Well, if you would like to tip, there are two methods you could do so. If you either look below the stream, you may see a button that says Tips Jar. If you click on that button, it should take you to my tips page, where you'll be able to either leave an anonymous tip or you can leave a name and a message. It's a PayPal page, by the way, for those who are interested in like what method is it. It's a PayPal method of tipping, okay? Or if you don't see that button, that Tips Jar button, just type in !tip into the stream chat. And Nightbot, our moderation bot, will bring up the link that you can click on to go directly to that tips page and leave a tip. Okay? Fair enough? All right, that was quick. So, officially, the pre-stream is pretty much done now. That's 20 minutes, because a lot of people complain my pre-stream's too long. What I'm going to do now is shout-outs, all right? And shout-outs are now starting at the 20-minute mark. So if this pre-stream goes on to over an hour, understand it's because I'm interacting with you guys, which is what you want. And I'm tired. Basically, I'm tired of people complaining the pre-stream's too long when I don't control that. It's up to the people who participate on the streams to determine the length of the pre-stream. As of right now, I'm done. I've covered everything, all right? So now we're going to do some nice interactions for those who have contributed. Sounds good? All right. All right. So, first of all, I'd like to thank those who overnight when I'm not streaming contribute. There are people who keep me in mind when I'm not even broadcasting, and that's pretty damned awesome that they do, all right? In particular, overnight, we had Infinite55 who did a 1,000-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Infinite, for that overnight cheer. I do appreciate that, okay? Now, getting on to people who contributed when the stream went live. First of all, we start off with Obi-Wan Kenobi, who has resubbed for the 6th month in a row at Tier 3. The highest level of subscription, which is much more expensive, but it helps me out a lot more too. I get more of that, which is awesome. So thank you to Obi-Wan Kenobi. He says, happy 6 months. Thank you very much for your ongoing support, sir. Very nice. Shout out to Timbo Slice, who did a 55-bit cheer. He says, I have to work tonight, so I hope you have a great stream today, and I'll be here late second stream. All right, well, Timbo currently is the top cheerer. Let's get him up on the cheering leaderboard. And what I should bring up here is that if you cheer, sub, or tip today, and you are the top cheerer or top tipper, you will get up on the leaderboard. As you can see, Timbo is currently up there now, right? So, yeah, it's a good way for you to get recognition for your contributions. Right now, we have no one who's tipped, so that's a good opportunity to get up there, okay? All right, also, shout out to 007 Blaine, who has resubbed to the channel for the 20th month in a row. He says, I love Persona 5. You know what? I do, too. Last year, Persona 5 was overall one of my favorite games of the year that I played. And I was incredibly saddened that I was not able to continue the playthrough at that time because Atlas was giving me just erroneous copyright strikes. Luckily, I got them cleared up. I waited a year for things to cool down. The vast majority of people who played Persona 5 have finished it and already placed up their playthroughs on the internet. So I should be in the clear to finish the game, which I'm going to be doing over the next week or two, okay? Very good. I love it. By the way, like I said, I've really loved returning to this game. So much so that I'm flipping streams and everything for me to play it longer. So I certainly hope that you guys will continue to attend the streams and interact with me and have fun during this playthrough because it's really good in my opinion. Okay? Alright. Shout out to Game Master Used Phoenix Down, who did a 50-bit cheer. And says, is there a game you regret playing through your 10-year history, and has there been a game that just ruined your day? Is there a game that I overall regret playing? That's an interesting question. Because I would say recently, no. But of course, as you guys know, I am a lot more subjective now when it comes to what I play. There's a lot of games that I skip. There's new releases that I will skip if I'm not interested in them. Keep in mind, my old philosophy, back when I was primarily just a YouTuber, used to be play every single new game. And that was very hit or miss. Sometimes it would go well, and sometimes I'd be like stuck playing a game that I hate and my viewership doesn't really like, but I would keep plugging along trying to beat it, right? People in the stream chat are saying a few things. UFC 3 Online, Halo ODST, Scarface, Homefront, Mario Tennis. A lot of people are saying Scarface. Here's the thing, though. In general, like, for example, Scarface, I actually do enjoy that game. I think that game is great. And you can definitely see when you play that game, it's the game that created the groundwork for a lot of future sandbox games. The problem is the execution, where at the end of the game, they literally force you to grind for hours. And that's not good. It's just a really bad game design. And that's why you could actually see in future sandbox games, they took that shit out. You don't have to do it anymore because people realize it ain't fun. It's just not. Right? So Scarface, in my opinion, overall, Scarface isn't a bad game. It's just a good game with a really, really, really poorly designed giant segment that takes up too much fucking time. The recent Homefront, I guess I could say that. That game really did stink. But the thing is, you say, oh, well, do I regret playing it? No, because look what happened. That Homefront I made a review of, and ended up being my most popular review ever. It got over 1 million views. Right? That's pretty fucking crazy that a single review of a game got 1 million views on YouTube. The funny part about that is that review got more views than most people who do mainstream reviews for a living. Right? So if anything, it just proves that I do have the talent to do it if that's what I wanted to do full-time. I just don't want to do it full-time. I don't. I want to play games and have fun with you guys and have it be a more casualized experience. I don't want to have to be that I'm this behind-the-scenes guy who plays games and formally reviews games for a living and puts out these professional-level videos. You know, I could have done it at that time. KO Gaming was the channel that was on, was doing really well. But, you know, I'd rather play the games and have fun with them. That's just what I've always wanted to do, you know. So anyway, yeah. No, I don't know. That's a very tough question. If I actually regret playing any certain game, it's not like I ever played a game, and because I played a game, I got into massive trouble or anything. You know what I mean? Like, that's never really happened. So it's not like I massively regret anything like that, you know. Jonathan Snow just asked something interesting in the stream chat. He says, what happens if you had 1 million views for all of your videos? Would you worry about taxes anymore? Of course not. Because I would be making an exorbitant amount of money. I'd be able to pay all my regular bills easily, right? And then I would be able to pay the taxes easily. I mean, it's very simple, you know. Getting that kind of crazy attention on YouTube, I would never have, literally, I would never have any pressure. I'd just be able to do whatever I want. On any day, I could say, I'm going to play this game. I'm not going to play this game, you know. And that's the thing. Back in the day, that's how it was. Not that I got 1 million views on every video, but back in the day, when I would put a playthrough on YouTube, right? I mean, part 1 would have tens of thousands of views. All the subsequent parts coming up after that would end up having tens of thousands, and then they would, you know, go down to, what, like 5,000? So the views were so high, and I was making so much money on a single playthrough that I literally could take days off. I could go to conventions. I could do special events that it didn't matter if they were popular or not. Like, I had that complete control and flexibility, and then, you know, I lost it. And it's hilarious because people hurt me in various ways over the years, as you guys know, false copyright strikes and the like, which basically made my channel not as popular and made it very tight financially for me. All right. And the fact that because that happened, I had to change my formula. I no longer had the full flexibility to determine what I wanted to play. And I had to kind of cater towards, okay, what are the super popular games people will want to see me play so I can make money and pay my bills? But then I get criticized, oh, you only do it for the money. It's like, now, wait a minute. That's not true. In fact, when I had enough money, it didn't matter. I played whatever I wanted. You can see that. I have a 10-year legacy of content. You can look on the internet and find it for yourself. What happened was malicious shitheads came and hurt me, which made me make less money, which made me change my whole, you know, business strategy so that I could keep doing this. It wasn't until the people basically tore me down, derided me, blasphemed me, ridiculed me, turned me into a laughingstock, and then on top of that, attacked me illegally with false copyright strikes and hurt my channels, you know, to the point where they couldn't make as much money anymore, that all this happened. So, it's pretty bullshit. But it is what it's a double standard, right? It's a double standard. Oh, you should just do whatever you want if you really love it. Oh, but the reason I can't is because you shitheads came and destroyed everything that I built for 10 years. You know, so really you have no right to criticize because you're the asshole who created the situation to begin with, you know. But that's what happens when you're a hypocritical douchebag on the internet. What else can I say? I mean, these people don't want to ever look in the mirror at themselves. They just want to criticize others. So, all right. Let's continue. Kate did a 50-bit cheer and said, Happy National Free Slurpee Day. Great. I had no idea there were free Slurpees today, but thank you for the cheer, Kate. Shout out to DJ Runo. Who says, will you also play Friday the 13th? I've heard it's a great game, Kappa. Well, I'm pretty sure that most people have seen me play that game by now, okay? Alright, shout out to Toxic Toilet Juice, who says, any chance for Jack 1 and 2 redemption runs? No. No. Absolutely not. Kate cheered and said, Sleeping Dogs. I mean, so the problem with Sleeping Dogs would be if I were to replay it, I couldn't do any music. Much like, again, if I replayed Grand Theft Auto or whatever, like Vice City. A lot of people are clamoring for Vice City this summer. They want to see Vice City because I did San Andreas earlier this year. I agree, Vice City would be a great playthrough to redo, but at the same time, you got to understand no music changes that playthrough significantly. Now, San Andreas, I got away with it. I don't know if I would get away with it in Vice City. People might just complain constantly there's no music, you know. It is what it is. It sucks. I don't want to play without music, but they, you know, that's what YouTube has become, this fucking piece of shit website where every third party can claim anything they fucking want with no recourse. It's a piece of garbage. So, I don't know. I don't know if I would do Sleeping Dogs. I really like that game, but I don't know if people would want to re-see it, and would you want to see it with no music? I don't know. Alright. Eternal Napalm just did a 50-bit cheer and said Eternal Darkness Fund. Oh, excuse me. It's part of the Eternal Darkness Fund. Basically, Eternal Napalm really wants to see me play Eternal Darkness. What is it called? Sanity's Requiem on GameCube. And we looked it up the other day, and the cheapest I could find was $55 used. Some people claim that they found it for $30. So he's been cheering every day trying to contribute. Fair enough. We'll see if I can find it cheaper and, you know, if I'm going to play it or not. We'll find out, okay? All right. Game Master used Phoenix Down. Did a 45-bit cheer. He says, Silent Hill 1 and 2, Dino Crisis, and Clock Tower. So he's suggesting some survival horror games for the summer. More than likely, the first one I will do is Silent Hill 2, since that's the one everyone seems to be asking for. All right. Finnanut90, what a name, did a 45-bit cheer, and he says, Persona 5 hype. Also, I have a question. How would you react if someone in real life would give you a quarter? Would you answer their question? No. Because I would just answer their question probably with no problem. I don't need a quarter to answer a question. I don't need a quarter to answer a question now. I frequently interact with my stream chat without only reading people who contribute. That's just bullshit you hear from people who are jealous that I'm successful on Twitch. So there you go. Shout out to G4S Pharaoh, who subscribed to the channel with Twitch Prime. What's up, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you back, and thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that. Okay. Shout out to Third Eye the Third, who cheered and said, imagine if you had never played Metal Gear Solid, how much different would life be? I don't know. That's actually a great question. Quite frankly, that's actually a great question. Because it really was, when I played the Metal Gear Solid trilogy of games, and remember that Metal Gear Solid collection that came, actually I take it back, it was 2 and 3. Because later on I did play Metal Gear Solid 1, but that was separate. When I played 2 and 3, when I played it from that HD collection, and basically, just like I do with every other playthrough I've ever done at that point, I made fun of the game developers like Kojima, and I made fun of the games. I did observational kind of raunchy style commentary when the women were on the screen, and all the shit that I used to do constantly in my playthroughs. And by the way, that's what got me popular on YouTube. For some reason, when I did the exact same kind of commentary and gameplay style over Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, it really incensed the internet. And I don't mean everyone on the internet. I mean those people who sadly cannot separate reality from fantasy, who think that, like, Metal Gear Solid is the golden goose of gaming. It's the biggest franchise ever. It's created the best gameplay experiences ever. It's good as a casual game as well as a hardcore game. You should worship Kojima as your overall, you know, game development god, and yada, yada, yada. And the thing is, it's not that I dislike the game. And it's actually not that I dislike Kojima. In fact, over time, I've learned a lot of respect for Kojima as a game developer. I'm very much looking forward to Death Stranding, his new game. And, you know, I felt really bad when Metal Gear Solid 5 came out and was such a good game, but was completely unfinished. And saw how he got screwed over, saw how Konami got rid of him, and then he couldn't do Silent Hills. I really respect Kojima now. But back then, it was really the first games I'd ever played that had come from Hideo Kojima. The only experience I had had with Metal Gear Solid was 4, which in my opinion was a game that was way too overblown with cutscenes and the like. And basically, when I played the Metal Gear Solid games, people lost their shit. And that's really where the "this is how you don't play" movement completely spawned from. Oh, here's a buffoon playing Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, and I literally say at the beginning of those playthroughs, I've never played these games before. I don't know anything about them, and I'm probably going to suck. This isn't like a super serious playthrough. I say that up front, and then these idiots take these videos, right, to make fun of me because I literally did in the gameplay what I said I was going to do when I set out with those videos. And those videos ended up becoming virally popular. And from there, it just ballooned into Phil's bad at every game. Phil's bad at life. Phil's an awful person. Phil's a pedophile. Phil's this. Phil's that. It's just insane amounts of slander and just defamation on the internet based off of me playing Metal Gear Solid. And it's ridiculous that it went to the levels and extent that it did. At least now in the modern era, it's definitely calmed down a lot. Like, you don't regularly on the daily, you don't hear fucking this nasty shit anymore, which is good. People have kind of moved on to do other stuff, although a lot of people still, to this day, hound me about this shit. In general, I am experiencing, you know, a level of success here on Twitch and having a lot of fun with it, but good luck on YouTube even finding any of my videos without seeing 25 videos saying that I'm the worst person on the planet Earth beforehand, because that's how YouTube is. It's a piece of shit. So this is a very interesting question, too. If I had never played Metal Gear Solid, what if I had never done it, right? What would have happened? I don't know. Maybe I would have stayed on the level that I was on YouTube. I still think, even if this is how you don't play, and all these negative, disgusting people did nasty shit against me, even if all that didn't exist, okay, I do still believe, I do still strongly believe there would have been a decline on my YouTube channels, okay, because I was the kind of person, I still am, that I'm stubborn in my ways. I want to play games the way that I want to play them. I just mentioned, I did a formal review, a very professional level review that got 1 million views. I could have kept doing that and focused on that and kept that going. But I choose to be a gamer first and do this for a living second. I want to play stuff that I enjoy. I want to share those experiences with you guys. I want this to feel like an organic, fun experience, because if I'm not having fun playing games, then what's the fucking point, right? I don't ever want this to become so bad into a job that I don't enjoy what I'm doing. That is really, I'm trying to live the dream, and that's what I've been doing for, 8 years now that this has been my, actually I take it back, 7 years, where this has actually been my job. And if I turn it into something that's not, if I make it, oh, well, I play games, but I don't share those raw experiences. Instead, I'm just releasing montage videos of the best of. And I edit them so that everything's hilarious. And I put scripted overlays and comedy over them to make it look like a television show. And I put special doctored thumbnails and clickbait titles. And, what everyone on YouTube did over the last 5 years to get popular. And I never did. So if I had done that, I would have changed. I would have become a totally different person that I didn't respect and wouldn't want to do what I do for a living anymore. But sadly, because I did not adhere to those practices, you saw my YouTube channels fall into decline, which they are. DSPGaming still gets between 1 and 2 million views a month, but it's nowhere near, at its height, DSPGaming used to bring in 10 million views a month. So I used to bring in over 5 times more than what I get now. Think about how crazy that is, right? But times change, right? Times change. So it is what it is. I still think my YouTube channels would have seen a decline, but I certainly don't think, if I had never played the Metal Gear Solid videos, I don't think it would have been cool, alright, cool for me to become basically the whipping boy of the internet, okay? The guy who every single day is the villain, the worst guy on the internet who doesn't deserve any success. I don't think that would have ever happened. I honestly don't. I think that it would have been maybe people, all right, this is the dinosaur guy who still plays games the old-fashioned way, but I don't think people would have been so negative against me. And quite frankly, I don't think that I would have ever been attacked like I was in the ways that I have been, and probably I'd be in a much better financial situation. I mean, who knows? Who knows what would have been different if I never played Metal Gear Solid? I just don't know. So it is what it is, I guess. That's life, though. Like they say, hindsight is 20/20. If you look back and you say, oh, maybe if I had always avoided Metal Gear Solid and never played it until later on in my career, right, when I became more mature, I played games more seriously, and I didn't constantly make fun of shit, then maybe when I played those games, and if I did them with a little bit more respect, a la, if you watch me play Metal Gear Solid 5, that was a very different kind of playthrough than my original Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 playthroughs, okay? So maybe if I'd done it like that from the get-go, I wouldn't have been such a derided and then later on hated person on the internet. But it's really fucking stupid to really think that all the shit people have done to me, the DDoS attacks, being fucking swatted, getting monstrous amounts of junk mail sent both physically to my house and also to my email addresses, the fact that people have called my utilities company to try to get my electricity and gas shut off, impersonating me. That people have hacked my fucking forums, hacked my accounts to try to get my personal information. They tried to destroy my YouTube channel in various different ways. They tried to get me kicked off of Twitch. All the things people have done against me all spawn from a fucking single game series. What the fuck? If that doesn't tell you there's something wrong with a certain group of people, I don't know what does. Like, if you're such an insane fan of a certain game series that because someone played the game wrong or made fun of the game developer, you now for the rest of your life are going to dog this person and try to hurt them, you've got something wrong with you. Okay. Well, shout out to Airhead, who resubscribed to the channel for the second month in a row and says, "Marry me, please, Phil." No. Sorry, I have a very, very loving significant other, and you are not it. Shout out to Toxic Toilet Juice, who cheered and said, "I think Metal Gear Solid and Dark Souls 1 were playthroughs that hurt you more than anything." I completely disagree with Dark Souls 1. I think Dark Souls 1 is a prime example of how I play a game badly, but it turned out well. When I first played Dark Souls 1 in 2011, I sucked at it. I was horrible. I knew nothing about the franchise. I didn't have a strategy guide. I flubbed my way through it, and eventually I quit it because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, right? But those videos made me so popular. They were like, wow, this is the guy who's not very good at games, but he's funny as hell to watch. And over time, right, and I went back to the Dark Souls series, kind of like going back to the well, right? Let's see if Phil can do it this time. And I got much, much better at these more difficult level of games to the point where now I could beat them. In fact, I mean, look at my recent Bloodborne run. I did really fucking well in my Bloodborne Redemption run, you know? And I really feel that now I have an affinity for these kind of games. And I actually like them a lot, and people like to watch me play them. So I think it's the polar opposite. Dark Souls is the case point where even if I'm not good at a game, and, you know, I suck at it and I make fun of it or I rage at it or whatever, well, guess what? That could turn out to be something very positive. Because, by the way, the fans of Dark Souls did not make disgusting, nasty videos about me and tear me a new asshole and say I'm a horrible person and then try to attack me for 5, 6 straight years. Instead, they said, okay, he sucks at Dark Souls. Now, I wonder if he'll ever go back to it. Then I did, and they said, okay, he still sucks at Dark Souls, but I wonder if he'll ever get better. And then they watched me play the future installments. They watched me go back for redemption runs. They said, oh my god, Phil's actually at least semi-decent at Dark Souls. That's pretty good of an accomplishment from someone who infamously over 10 years has made his living being terrible at games. This is cool that he actually went back and learned things and is now pretty decent at them, you know? That's a very different attitude than, oh, well, at first he just made fun of the game and didn't like it, therefore let's now ruin his life. So, there you go. There's the difference between two different fan bases. And I know that's a generalized statement. I'm certainly not saying that everyone who's a fan of Metal Gear Solid or Kojima is like that, because they're not. I know many, many people who are, you know, fans and are cool people. But there's just this fringe group of just crazy, obsessed people, and that is some fucked up stuff, is all I have to say about that. Kate cheered and said, Mass Effect the Andromeda. Well, I don't think playing Mass Effect the Andromeda is something I regret. If anything, I think it needed to be done. Even though the game stunk, it was good to play it to at least see what happened to the franchise and the fact that, you know, oh god, it's over now, you know. EA even said, we're done. We had plans. We were probably going to do multiple games in this series and expansions and stuff, and we're doing nothing because the game was so bad. We're just putting everything on hold. And, you know, that's sad. Mass Effect, a franchise that at one point, last console generation, was one of the biggest and one of the most profitable, and now is completely run into the ground due to bad game development. But certainly I don't regret playing it. At least I knew what it was, you know what I mean? I think it was necessary. Okay. Ren Jesse James cheered and said, I'd like to see Catherine replay. It's the first game you sold me on, and you were so close to solving the puzzle when you switched difficulty. I don't think I'm really interested in replaying Catherine, I'll be honest with you. It was a game that was an anomaly. Like, how often do you see a game, number one, in that art style, because that is the Atlas/Persona style art style, right? That really wasn't an RPG. It was actually an ongoing crazy story with with mystery and supernatural elements and puzzle elements. And the puzzles were very tricky. It was a very unique game when it came out. And we haven't really seen anything like that since then, right? So, there you go. There you go. I don't think I really want to replay it. That one playthrough stands alone as, you know, the one time I played it. I really honestly don't have any desire to go back and play a puzzle game like that again, so. DJ Runo Cheers says, is FIFA the biggest franchise ever? I don't know. You're asking the wrong person because, as I've told you guys, I don't know much about football, or in America we call it soccer. I don't know much about it, and I wouldn't be able to tell you sales numbers and shit like that. All I know is I'm not interested in it, so. Well, Finanaut has cheered again. He says, thanks for answering my question. I appreciate it. Wanted to hear your genuine response, my digital friend. Lip Jan cheers. Says, when is the next Hate Live? Is there any other topic you want to tackle after depression? Well, if you guys remember, the last Hate Live that I did was in early June, roughly. And that was to basically recap E3. And yes, one of the big segments was about depression and the like. This month, in July, I am doing Ask the King. In fact, it's a little over 2 weeks from now. It's going to be July 26th that I'm going to be doing Ask the King again. So it's a good time to bring that up. If you guys want to ask me questions, please head over to the kingofhate.com forums. The thread's already there where you can post up your questions, okay? And, yeah, it should be a good show. Now, after that, maybe what I'll do is sometime in August, maybe right before the hardcore gaming season begins, I will do a Hate Live podcast where we'll do a fall/winter preview, you know, or hardcore gaming season preview, where I go through all of the big releases coming out at the end of the year, what I think about them, how I'll be covering them, right? And, of course, anything else that's going on at the time, you know, maybe I'll share with you guys. So, yeah, maybe Hate Live will return sometime in August. We'll see. Okay? All right, I received a $3 anonymous tip. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put them up on the leaderboard. Anonymous $3 tip. And by the way, I do believe Timbo Slice is still the top cheerer. I don't think anyone has topped 55 bits. I'm going to just confirm that. But let me go down here. I'm pretty sure he's still the top cheerer for the day. Yeah, indeed he is. So, Timbo Slice hanging in there. Okay, so an anonymous $3 tipper asks the following. When I pour milk into a bowl of cereal, is that milk a beverage, a broth, or a sauce? Well, first of all, it is a beverage. Like, it's a liquid that you can drink, so it would be considered a beverage. It also would be considered a broth, but it would not be considered sauce, I believe. Because I believe sauce, in order to be called a sauce, I believe that it includes not only preparation, but also some kind of cooking, if I remember correctly. Like, you couldn't just call something you mix in a bowl a sauce. You would have to do some kind of cooking or preparation prior to it. But I believe a broth is something that is created from seeping through ingredients. So, for example, the milk you pour over your cereal, the cereal, you know, seeps with that milk, and the milk kind of retains some of the flavor of the cereal. So I believe it becomes a broth. I could be completely wrong. This is just off the top of my head, food knowledge. But I do believe that that is correct, that it would be both a beverage and a broth, but not a sauce. So there you go. All right, shout out to Octoa. He says, he cheers, says, don't worry, I still love you. Okay, I actually have absolutely no idea what that's a reference to, but thank you. Thank you very much, Octoa, for the support. Eternal Napalm cheered and said, you know what? How Bloodborne had the frenzy ability? Well, Eternal Darkness has a sanity meter. When the sanity is drained, there's dozens of trippy sanity effects that break the fourth wall. Whoa, that's interesting. The thing is, for frenzy in Bloodborne, if you remember, it was because you would see a creepy thing, like you would see a fucking weird-ass boss that's just bizarre, or you would see one of the brain enemies, right? And it would make you go basically nuts, and when you go nuts, you just lose a big chunk of health out of nowhere. So if you're saying that this game has a cool kind of new kind of game mechanic, that's interesting. I mean, I hope it's not annoying, though. I hope it's not to the point where it just keeps happening and then it's annoying and makes the game unplayable or just more difficult because you're constantly seeing shit, right? Interesting, though. All right, like I said, I am strongly considering playing Eternal Darkness. I gotta see you know, this summer how things go. Sadly, I can't just drop $60 for a game that no one's going to watch, you know what I mean? But we'll see. So John Cook cheered. He says, "Oh, you said earlier your trolls have blasphemed against you. Do you actually view yourself as a godlike figure?" Oh my god. Dude, you got to realize something. I talk on stream roughly 8 hours a day. Most people who professionally talk for a living don't do that. They're like radio hosts and shit who don't have to do that. Every once in a while, I will use a word that probably is not appropriate. I also said, what did I say? Degraded, I've said denigrated, I've said, slandered, I've said, defamed, I've said a million different words. Once I accidentally, it seems like I used a word that didn't fit appropriately, it happens, I'm human. Please, don't become one of these obsessive weirdos who, because I used the word once ever, turns it into a fucking running meme that no one understands, and they turn it into a circle jerk of a way to be negative about me. Apologies if I used the word blaspheme, because I didn't mean to. There's a besmirched. There you go. Someone just said in stream chat, besmirched. There's another good one. There's plenty of great words that I've used all the time. All right? Just because I misused one once, don't turn it into something it's not. It just makes you look crazy. Okay? And by the way, gamer, hold on. Fuck. Game Master Use Phoenix Down just said in the stream chat, if someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. And that is a reference, ladies and gentlemen, to Winston Zedmore, a character from the original Ghostbusters movies of the 1980s when they were fighting Zool. Okay. Excuse me. I think it was, Gozer, right? God, I haven't seen Ghostbusters in like years and I can't remember. At the end of the movie, they're fighting the eternal, it's Gozer, right? Yeah, they're fighting Gozer. And basically, she asks, are you a god? And they say, no. And she says, well, then die. And then she shits them all with force lightning, basically. And Winston's like, someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. Pretty funny. I love that movie. That's my favorite comedy of all time, Ghostbusters. Now I feel like I want to rewatch it. Shit. Now I got a craving to rewatch it. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. All right, anyway, let's continue. All right, shout out to Aaron PC2, who did a 56-bit cheer and is now the cheerleader for today's stream. Thank you very much. Aaron. He didn't say anything. He just became top cheerer for the day. So thank you for your support, Aaron. I appreciate that. Shout out to you-know-who, the guy whose name apparently is funny to say because it means something in a meme or something. Oh, laughing out loud at the way you say my name. It's finna not like a penis. Yeah, and that's why I'm not going to say your name anymore. Because it's obvious that you're just trying to get me to say stuff on the stream that people will then just quote later and say, it's so funny. Phil said it. Yeah, I clipped it. Like a stupid 4-year-old on a playground. Did you hear what he said? Yeah, you're so mature with your humor. Freaking idiot. Oh my god. Alright, let's continue. Isadora tipped me $5 and says, do you think you will play the other Phoenix Wright games? That's a good question. The answer right now is I have no desire to play them. As you guys know, the Phoenix Wright games are incredibly long and drawn out. They take forever to finish. And the last one that I actually played, if you guys remember, many, many years ago at this point, was, wasn't it the sequel? I finished the sequel to Phoenix Wright. It was part 2. I even forget what it was called. Was it Trials and Tribulations? No, it wasn't Justice for All. It was the second game in the series. And then I did Phoenix Wright crossover with Professor Layton. Okay? But that was a long time ago. Okay? That was a long, long time ago. And at this point, it was Justice for All. Random Ron says it actually was Justice for All. Oh. Okay. So anyway, I don't remember. I honestly, it's been so long ago, I seriously don't remember. But anyway, yeah. So these games are so long. I mean, we're talking upwards of 40 to 60 hours to beat one of these games. It's mostly story, and these games mean I have to read for that long. Now, there was a time when I was able to do this. And as you guys know, that was a time when I was doing offline videos, okay? I wasn't constantly live streaming and talking for 8 hours a day. So I was able to take breaks. I was able to do it at my own pace and not have any issues. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is a very different story. I'm live streaming constantly. These games, quite frankly, would not fit into a live streaming capacity very well. They just wouldn't. Real talk, my voice would get worn out. You guys wouldn't get a lot of interactions with me because I'd be constantly fucking reading. There's not even any real gameplay in these games. So I don't really think that games like Phoenix Wright fit my new formula. I just don't, okay? Now, lots of people have requested I play Danganronpa V3. That's a game that, yes, I would consider eventually playing, considering that last year I played Danganronpa 1 and 2. But after I literally had a throat issue for about 8 to 9 months, I'm not even kidding, after I played Danganronpa 1 and 2, my throat either got infected or had some major issue. It swelled up and was in pain for about 8 to 9 months. I couldn't do anything high-pitched with my voice. I couldn't. It was so swollen for such an extended period of time that I wasn't able to actually do half the shit I used to do with my voice, okay? And, you know, it sucks. And, you know, it sucks, but it's life, you know? And so, after 8 to 9 months of finally healing my voice is back. I can say, woo! And I can do high-pitched stuff with my voice again because the swelling finally went down. But, you know, to do these kind of crazy long narrative games where I'd be reading constantly probably is not in my best interest. In your best interest, especially if you like my daily streams, right? So, no, if I am eventually going to do a crazy long narrative style game where I have to read a ridiculous amount, it's going to be few and far between, and it's going to be a game that hopefully is going to garner a lot of attention and is some kind of a special event. So, hopefully, in the future, yeah, I would consider going back to things such as, you know, Danganronpa and the like, but I have no plans to go to Phoenix Wright at this point. It's just not, I'm too old for this shit. Okay, excuse me. Alright, shout out to Raisin Bread is Tasty, who just did a 100-bit cheer to become the cheerleader for today's stream. So let's go ahead and get Raisin Bread is Tasty up there on the leaderboard. Here we go. Okay, and Raisin Bread is Tasty says the following. Phil, do you have any interest in playing Blood-Stained Curse of the Moon? It was a stretch goal for Blood-Stained Ritual of the Night game. It is filled with classic Castlevania goodness. You might enjoy it. Well, I never even played Blood-Stained Ritual of the Night. So, why would I play the game that was the stretch goal for a game if I never played the original game? And you might say, alright, well then am I going to play Blood-Stained Ritual of the Night? Probably not. Because what I found over the years, and this is sad but true, is that these Metroidvania, is what they call it, style games, do not translate well into streams, and people just don't really like them. Over the years, I played a few. I played a game like Ori and the Blind Forest, Child of Light. What was that other one that I played? That was very Dark Souls-esque, but it was Metroidvania-like. Salt and Sanctuary, I think. I've played 3 or 4 of these, and every time I do, people complain the games are boring, not entertaining. Why are you playing this? Do something else. So, sorry, but, you know, I have to go along with, again, what my viewers want. And it just seems to me like people just don't enjoy watching me play that style of game. I gotta kind of shrug, you know, and say, oh, well, you know, sometimes you can do everything you love and sometimes you can't. I mean, I'll give you a perfect example. I really love JRPGs. I've always wanted to go back and play Final Fantasy 4, 5, eventually 9, the Suikoden series. I want to play Lost Odyssey. You know, there's many, many games or RPGs that I want to play that I just never got to and still haven't gotten to this day because people don't really like watching me play JRPGs that much. You know, there's few and far between when you get one like Persona 5 where it's a brand new one, it's more modernized, and at least some of my audience are okay with watching me play it at length. But in general, people don't like seeing me watch JRPGs either. And that sucks because I love them, right? So it is what it is. Again, that's life. I kind of shrug and say, oh, well, I guess not much I can do about that. Okay. Third Eye the Third cheered. I said, are you a fan of Trailer Park Boys? You kind of look like Julian. I don't even know what it is. I know it's a show I guess was on TV, and I think they have a series on Netflix. I know nothing about it. Never seen it. Shout out to Dragon Priest 111 who has subscribed to the channel. Thank you much, Dragon Priest. I appreciate that. Aaron PC just did 101-bit cheer. To overcome Raisin Bread is tasty and become the cheerleader for today's stream. So let's go ahead and let's get Aaron PC back into that #1 spot for today. Thank you very much, guys, by the way, for your contributions on pre-stream. I appreciate it very much. Shout out to a big bumbling black man who cheered. He says, you seem to be a lot more mature and relaxed when handling against insulting messages. Do you think it's because you become numb to all the BS? Is it because it's simply best to accept the negative attention helps with the business? No, I think, honestly, at this point, like, not much phases me anymore. I've heard so many things said about me, and sadly, there's so many dumb people who believe it, that I realize it doesn't matter what I say or do. Stupid people will just be stupid, and gullible people will be gullible, and people will always want to hurt me for no reason. Like, I just kind of resigned myself to that. I really don't believe that for the rest of my life, there will be a point in time when people aren't constantly trying to hurt me. Even if I were to quit YouTube completely, quit Twitch completely, get an offline job, there'll probably still be people who stalk me. People who still try to seek me out, and try to, hurt me. I do believe that. Like, there's people who are that crazy and obsessed on the internet at this point for various reasons. So, at this point, it's like, whatever, who cares? People are going to say stupid shit no matter what. And, all I can do is try to maintain it so that the streams that I put out are entertaining, and it's not only about the negative shit that's said about me. I try to, keep it to a minimum. Today, sadly, I had to ban, like, 4 people here on pre-stream who were acting like assholes in the stream chat and literally trying to derail the stream on purpose. And it is what it is. That's how it is. That's my life from now on. But yeah, am I numb to it? No, it does still hurt when stuff is said. But at the same time, it's not like remember the old days. The old me would literally go crazy every time, oh, blah, 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 blah. I would go on a rant and rave and insult people constantly and everything. And I don't do that anymore because there's no point to doing it. No matter what, people are going to be doing these nasty negative shit. So there really is no reason to go crazy anymore. Okay? Alright. Shout out to Kate. Kate cheered and said, I saw the new pic of Zachary Levi as Shazam. He looks pretty cool. I have not seen that. Nope, I have not seen that. Big bumbling black man cheered and said, legit question, I'm not trying to troll. Has anyone bought merchandise recently from your Ting Spring shop? About a week and a half ago, I got a bunch of orders because my Teespring shop had been screwed up, which I didn't even know. Thank God someone told me. Some of my oldest listings, like the DSP skull logo, which I can actually show you right here. Hold on. Wow, my hair is, that is impressively messed up. The skull logo, this is one of the original logos that launched on the Teespring shop over a year ago, right? Very popular, one of the best-selling ones that there is. But for some reason, that listing had expired, which I didn't even know happened, because I set it up to auto-renew. And so people were trying to order it, and were being told, oh, it's out of stock, but we'll contact you when it's back in stock. But no one told me this. So for like 2 months, no one was able to order that. And then finally someone was like, Phil, I was trying to order it. It told me it's back ordered. What does that mean? I was like, huh? So I went back and basically refreshed all the listings, and I ended up getting like 3-4 orders within like 2 days, which was nice. But since then, no, it's been dead for about a week and a half. So there you go. Honest Troll says, did I ever have that sit down with Twitch? But they wanted to use me as a case study. Nope. But you know what? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to worry about it. I get the feeling that Twitch literally every day gets bombarded with so much negative shit about people getting flagged for this and flagged for that. And I'm not going to hold them accountable. I have a single contact at Twitch that if I need something, I know how to reach him if it's an important thing, okay? But yeah, he said that he wanted to talk to me and use me as a case study of people coming in and attacking me and shit, and then he never did. He never got around to it. Now, I'm too busy to hound this guy and ask him if he's really still serious about it or not. I'm just putting out streams every day. That's all I really care about. But if they ever want to do it, they could see the amount of people who come in and try to go to me every day and do negative shit and stuff. I mean, they could definitely learn a thing or two by watching my streams. That's for sure. Concrete Cast, you did a 50-bit cheer. He says, did you hear about the new Witcher Netflix series in production? I think I did. I think I heard that they are making one. I also heard that the maker of God of War wants to try to do a God of War Netflix series, and he's looking for backers and stuff. Pretty interesting that Netflix is now becoming the go-to place to do these original series. Although I have to admit something, I'd be very interested to see stats on how popular shows are on Netflix versus on regular TV. Because sometimes I watch some of the shows on there, and I'm like, man, this is a really good show. I wonder if it gets a lot of attention. At the other times, I'll watch it, I'll be like, wow, this show really isn't very good. And it was promoted just like this other show that was tremendously great. How, you know, who watches what? What are the stats? That'd be a fascinating study. Who watches what on Netflix? What kind of attention do those shows get? Do any of the shows on Netflix actually get the same kind of attention as a show just on standard broadcast TV? Or is it, like, really pale in comparison? Because a lot of these shows also are getting decent budgets and stuff. So you gotta wonder. You know, you gotta wonder. But I agree with Honest Troll. He just said Netflix is too bombarded. Every time you go on Netflix, there's so much shit on there. You know, you have no clue what to watch. There's like hundreds of fucking shows. And it's like, do I watch it? There's like even, I want a mystery crime drama. Oh, here's 70 of them. Some are from regular TV, some are Netflix originals. What the fuck do I watch, right? And that's the problem, is it's very hard to sift through all the stuff that's on there and make it into anything coherent. So, pretty interesting. All right. Shout out to NWO Hollywood Hogan, who did a 150-bit cheer to become today's cheerleader. So thank you, NWO Hollywood Hogan. Let's get you up on the leaderboard here. Okay. There you go. NWO Hollywood Hogan. Very nice. 150 bits. Thank you. You're the top cheerer. Thank you, thank you. And shout out to Concrete Casket, who did another 50-bit cheer and said, you need your own Netflix special. What would my Netflix special be? I don't even know. You know, it was funny. Years and years ago, back when I was first becoming very, very popular on YouTube, when I was doing this for a living, I'd say probably the years 2011 and 2012, there was actually interest. People were asking me, would I do my own convention event? Like, would I do, like, PhilCon? Or, you know, DSPCon, where I would do a con where people would come and watch me, like, on stage. I would do live Let's Plays. And then I would do, like, the music. Remember all the music remixes? So people would come and play music, and I would, you know, sing the remixes live with everyone. It was pretty insane. Now, that's really silly, because I don't really think, honestly, I mean, if I had done it even at the height of my popularity, maybe I would have got a couple hundred people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it ever would have been something successful. But it was people back then were, like, so into me. They were like, Phil, you got to do this. I was like, man, I would never fathom trying to actually do that. But people were so crazy, you know, for my content, they absolutely wanted me doing that. So now he's, oh, Phil, what would you do on Netflix? I don't know. What the fuck would I do on Netflix? What would I do? I don't know. A day in the life? Follow me around how boring my fucking life is because I have no money. So you follow me around. I wake up in the morning. I scratch my nuts. I use the bathroom. I go downstairs, look out in the backyard, maybe fill the bird feeder, water the plants, maybe have breakfast, right? Come into the office, set up the stream for, you know, 6+ hours. Then, you know, rush to go make dinner, spend some time with my girl, come back to stream, do another stream, spend a little bit more time with my girl, and then hang out downstairs for a little bit before I go to sleep. Wow, what an exciting Netflix series. Now I might as well just put you to sleep. So there you go. Anyway. Aaron PC just cheered. He says, Netflix has become more quantity than quality, which saddens me because I thought Witcher was the best series to replace Game of Thrones. I mean, again, I don't watch enough of Netflix shows to know that, but I do agree there's insane amounts of quantity. And the problem is when there's too much, right? How do you sift through and figure out what it is that you want to watch? You know? Now, people have said that about me. Phil, you've played too many games. You have 60,000 videos. How do I determine what I want to watch? You know, I guess some people have some validity there. Netflix is a kind of a situation there where I agree with that, so. All right, Big Bumbling Black Man, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't even want to know, so please don't bring it up. Toxic Toilet Juice says you could make a documentary about trolling. I'm sure I could, but it wouldn't be entertaining because it would have to be all reenactments, like reenacting the swatting, right? Reenacting getting DDoS attacked and what it's like to be DDoS attacked. The stuff that happens to me in the heat of the moment when it happens is pretty dramatic. But afterward, it's not like, oh, here on video camera was something exciting that happened, you know. It's not what happens, so. I don't really think that even a documentary about trolling would be too entertaining. I don't know, maybe it would be. Maybe it would be. Alright. Kate cheered as a weekend preview Netflix special starring Phil Burnell. And a big bumbling black man cheers. Are you planning on getting plants in your office again? It would spice things up in the background of the webcam. I can't put anything in the background of the webcam. There's no room behind this sofa. I keep telling people that's a wall. I'm literally up against the wall. There's no room to put anything behind me. When I put plants in here, they didn't do too well. I had a bamboo plant in here, and it basically didn't look too good. I think what it is there's too many electronics. It's too stuffy. There's no natural light in this office either. So I put the plant in my bedroom. Now it's fine. So I don't think I'm going to get any plants for the office. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Now, I would like you to take attention to how long the pre-stream has been. I finished my pre-stream at 20 minutes. Okay, I was done at 20 minutes. This pre-stream has gone on for 1 hour and 10 minutes. That was 50 minutes of interactions with you guys. 50 minutes. So, when people complain that the pre-stream is too long, that's not on me. I'm interacting with people on the pre-stream. So, you know, oh, Phil's... And the best part about this, when people say, oh, Phil did an hour pre-stream, all he does is beg for money. What? My actual plug segment was 4 minutes long. I timed it. 4 minutes. 4 minutes out of the pre-stream was plugs. The rest was talking with you guys and having fun and interacting with you. So, I love the nonsense that people say. That's completely false, right? Now, here's the thing. If I ignored the you know, cheer, subs, and tips on pre-stream, right? Guess what? Oh, Phil isn't respectful of his fans. Phil just ignores the contributions. He's not appreciative. So then I gave them shout-outs. Phil does too long pre-streams because he's a beggar and all he does is beg for money. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why everything these people say is fucking bullshit and why no one should listen to it. And you guys should understand that when we're doing a pre-stream, it's interactivity with you guys. It's not about advertisement. Very rarely do I stop to advertise a damned thing on these streams. And quite frankly, I'm tired of the slander against me again about this shit because it's complete bullshit. All right? Complete bullshit. Please don't listen to their nonsense, okay? All right. Shout out to Lipjan who cheered. He says, how come you defend Twitch when it comes to people trolling you and they're bombarded with stuff as you said? Why can't you see it the same way when it comes to YouTube? Honest question. Well, here's the thing. The reason that so many people hate me on YouTube is because YouTube literally has set things in place to advertise drama and negative slanderous content. I could tell you for sure that people have reported these negative channels that constantly steal my content and say slanderous and negative things against me as bullying, and the channels are still there. YouTube does not give a flaming fuck about people talking shit about others, making things up, and defaming them on their website. In fact, they promote it with their algorithms that push those videos to the top of the fucking heap, right? It's YouTube's fault that YouTube is a toxic fucking mess. Twitch, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. Twitch actually wants their website to be something nice and positive. If someone is harassing you on Twitch, you could shut them down. Right now, if someone on Twitch was rebroadcasting my content, I could get them shut down within 10 minutes. Because Twitch actually cares. YouTube does not. YouTube is just an automated system run by robots, and they put no effort into actually making it a better place. They just care about, you know, the money. Well, over here, they actually want a legitimate business where people can have positive experiences, which is why, if you haven't noticed, recently they've been cleaning up the site. People who do these nasty, drama, toxic streams are being banned or suspended. You know, they're changing for the better. I fully support Twitch. I really do. Alright, guys. That is it. Thank you very much for watching the pre-stream. We're now done. An hour and 15-minute pre-stream, of which 20 minutes was actually me, and 55 minutes was interaction. So now you have the definitive evidence, and if anyone says that my pre-streams are all about advertisement, you could tell them, fuck you, you're a liar, and get the fuck out of here with your negative shit trying to make Phil look bad, because that's not the case. Okay. thank you very much. And it is now time to begin with Persona 5. As I said today, the focus will be, although I will probably do a few, social link upgrades and the like, I am going to try to go into the dungeon and see if we can get, as far as we can in the dungeon today. For variety's sake, I think that would be the way to go. Okay? Alright, guys, thank you very much. Let's end the pre-stream and let's begin with Persona 5. Yes!